Today we're jumping into something really fascinating, the surprising connection between when you eat and how well you think. We're going to break down the science of how fasting might actually help you get a younger, sharper brain.
So, let me ask you something. You ever have those days where your brain just feels, well, foggy? You know, when your thoughts are kind of slow and it's a real struggle to focus? It's that feeling where everything seems just a little bit cloudy. It can be so frustrating.
Well, first things first, you are definitely not the only one who feels that way. It's super common. But the really exciting part is that science is pointing to a surprisingly simple way we can start to cut through that fog and get our mental clarity back.
And that solution? It's fasting. Now, I know what you're thinking. When people hear the word fasting, their mind usually goes straight to weight loss, right? But let's just reframe that for a second. Think of it less like a diet and more like a powerful way to hit the reset button on your brain.
You know, it really just boils down to this. The simple habit of choosing when you eat can trigger some pretty incredible stuff inside your body. It's basically a signal for your brain to kickstart its own natural renewal and cleanup process.
So how in the world does this actually work? Well, it's not magic, it's straight up biology. When you fast, your body starts producing two key things that are basically rocket fuel for your brain. Let's get into what they are.
Okay, first up, we've got something called BDNF. Now, the easiest way to wrap your head around it is to think of it like fertilizer for your brain cells. Seriously, it's a protein that helps your existing brain cells not just survive, but thrive, and it even encourages new ones to grow. And that is absolutely crucial for learning and memory.
And this is exactly why boosting your BDNF is such a game changer. When fasting helps raise those levels, you can actually feel the difference. Your memory can get sharper, it's easier to focus, and get this, over the long haul, it even helps protect your brain as you get older.
The second heavy hitter here, ketones. See, normally your brain runs on sugar from the food you eat, but when you fast, your body does something really smart. It switches over to burning fat for energy instead. And a byproduct of that process is these amazing little molecules called ketones. Think of them as clean-burning, high-octane superfuel for your brain.
This comparison really lays it all out. Your brain's standard fuel, sugar. It's okay, but it can cause inflammation and lead to those energy spikes and crashes we all hate. Ketones, on the other hand, are just a superior fuel source. They burn more efficiently, they actually help reduce inflammation, and they provide this smooth, stable energy. What does that feel like? Clear, steady focus, without that classic afternoon slump.
Okay, so this all sounds really good in theory, right? But it's a fair question to ask. Is there any real, hard proof that this stuff actually works in the real world?
And the answer is a pretty resounding yes. In studies with mice, the ones that fasted actually showed new nerve cell growth, which led to better memory and learning. But here's the crucial part. It's not just mice. Human studies are backing this up too. People who practice different forms of fasting consistently report better concentration and sharper thinking.
So yeah, the science is pretty compelling. But how do you actually start doing this without it feeling like some huge, overwhelming thing? Well, the key is to just start simple and, most importantly, start safely. This isn't about anything extreme, it's about small, smart changes.
It really just comes down to 4 easy steps. 1. Start small. Maybe just push your breakfast back by an hour. No need to go crazy. 2. Hydrate. Drink lots of water, herbal tea, even black coffee is fine. 3. When you do eat, refuel the right way with a good meal full of protein and veggies. And 4, remember, fasting works best when you pair it with other good habits, like getting enough sleep and moving your body.
So, what happens if you actually start doing this? What can you realistically expect to feel in your day-to-day life? Because this is about more than just science, it's about feeling better.
You might just find that morning grogginess starts to, well, disappear. When you sit down to work or study, you might find it's easier to get in the zone and stay there. Learning new things might feel less like a chore. And, you could just feel more resilient overall, better at handling stress without feeling totally wiped out at the end of the day.
So if there's one thing to take away from all of this, it's this. We need to stop looking at fasting as just another diet. It's a lifestyle tool. It's a powerful strategy you can use to actively protect and sharpen your single most important asset, your brain.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. Just imagine, if you could cut through that mental fog and operate with real clarity every single day, what more could you accomplish? What new things could you learn? It's a pretty powerful idea to think about.